Detectives these days certainly are crazy because this anime may not have the deepest story or plot. It may not have the most complex characters, but what this anime does have is out the wall, crazy, stupid comedy. Because I know that comedy is subjective, but at least through my standards, if an anime makes you laugh at least once or twice through each episode, passable. Not every comedy anime can make you laugh every couple of minutes. Those are a rarity, but once or twice, serviceable. So let's talk about this anime. We have our two main characters that I'm going to refer to them as the detective and assistant. Let's start with the detective. The detective is uh past his prime. He is not as popular as he used to be. He's all washed up. He has bad knees, back pain, acid reflux. He is down on his luck. At first, I thought that the reason why he wasn't getting jobs or being as successful as he was before was, well, partly because of his condition of his body with the whole back pain and everything. But the other thing that was contributed towards his lack of success is that he got left behind when it comes to technology. A smartphone, cameras, everything. He just was completely clueless at the current way, the modern way that the world works. So that's where our assistant came in. Our assistant was never explained. At the last episode, it was through a quick 2 second scene was foreshadowed why she wanted to become the detective assistant, but it wasn't a complete explanation, so I'm not going to touch upon it. So simply, our assistant decided to become, well, the assistant of the detectives. Just let's start simply because, and she helps him with his work. She's pretty much since she's young, and actually, despite her looks, she's quite strong physically. So she helps him in not only when it comes to the physical work, but also to catching him up when it comes to technology. And let me say this before I continue. When it comes to the detective, throughout the entire 12 episodes, he is constantly talking about, oh, my back, oh, my knees, my arm. His entire body is pretty much in pain. But there was one episode that he is in a sauna and his body is jacked up. He has a six pack. He's well toned. That is not the type of body that I would equate with somebody that has constant back problems, that has bad knees, that pretty much he doesn't exercise. He's always yes, he's doing his work, but he's mostly simply sitting in a chair smoking or drinking coffee or alcohol. He's not, he doesn't exercise nor nothing. That is not the type of body that I equate with somebody like him. That's just I know that maybe sex appeal that they wanted to give to a little bit of the audience, but it just doesn't fit the character, that type of body. Sorry, but it just doesn't. Now, those are mostly our two characters. Now, before I almost forgot, before I touch about the most important thing about this anime, which is the comedy, which is its whole premise. There's one thing that I want to touch upon when it comes to the two characters. Obviously, the detective is in his late 30s, and the assistant is pretty much she's in high school. There's nothing wrong with the difference in age if it was simply a master apprentice relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. But throughout one or two episodes they allude about something romantic going on. For instance, well, not going on, but implied that there's a possibility, which very weird because there was one episode where the assistant is in a restaurant with one of the two other side characters having a girls' night out, and they just simply asked her straight up, "Hey, hey, assistant, do you think that there might be something in the future romantic that might go on with between you and the detective?" And they just simply asked that nonchalant, like there's not a wide gap between the two of them when it comes to age. They were just the two friends were just simply open to it, and even in the first episode where the assistant was helping the detective to tail one of the suspects to get dirt on him on her where she was cheating on her husband or not, and the two of them were pretending to be a couple, and well, nobody in the restaurant gave them any dirty looks nor nothing. So when it comes to a possible romance between the two of them, pretty much everybody's okay with it. They don't think that there's nothing wrong with it, and that's just not okay. It would be one thing if she was maybe in college or something, but she is still in high school. If she's in high school, she must be either 17 or freshly 18 years old. What you would call in the internet barely legal. So no, 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 no. Now, it's good that even though that the friends or the people around them are okay with it, the detective does not look at her in that way. It may be because she has seen her do so many stupid, crazy, disgust, disgusting things throughout the episode that he completely got turned off by her and only sees her as an assistant, but still the people around her being just okay with it, it's just something that I'm not going to get over it. If this anime or whatever it is the source material, let me check it, does it has a manga? Yeah, the source material is a manga. If the manga, or if they ever do a season 2, if they ever allude in a more stronger sense that there's ever going to be a romance between the two of them, I am going to drop it immediately. It's just uncomfortable. He pretty much could be, he's in the age of being confused for being her father. That's how not okay I am with it. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the comedy, which is the most important thing. Now, the comedy in this anime is usually comedy is supposed to be okay. You have a setup, you have the story, you do the build up, and then the punchline. But when it comes to this anime, it's mostly humor that tries to catch you off guard. At any moment in the episode, something simply happens out of nowhere that tries to get a laugh out of you. I don't know the terminology about this type of comedy, surprise comedy. I don't know, but it's just simply try to catch you off guard. Which hey, it did work with me most of the time. Each episode, I was laughing 2 to 3 times per episode, and after I thought to myself, at least I was laughing all the way to episode 9. From the last three episodes, 10, 11, and 12, I wasn't laughing as much. And I think that that's simply because I got used to the comedy. Does happen, at least to me it does, where you see a type of comedy so frequently that you get used to it and you don't laugh at much. Let me give you an example. One of my favorite comedians is Gabriel Iglesias, stand-up comic, which I love. That when I discovered that dude, and I saw his first couple of specials, I was laughing so hard, so much that I was in the floor trying to calm myself and catch my breath because if not, I was going to pass out. But after watching his stand-up specials, one after another and after another, I stopped laughing at much. It wasn't until I gave myself a break, didn't see any of his material for the span of 1 year and a half, where I saw his latest special, where I again was laughing my heart out. So that does happen when you see a type of comedy frequently. You get used to it, don't laugh at much. So at least for me, all the way until episode 9, 2 to 3 times I was laughing. So to me, at least when it comes to an anime where its entire purpose is to make you laugh, it's a win. Well, and again, this type of comedy may not be for everybody. A wacky, zany, out of nowhere comedy is not for everybody. But if you feel like having a laugh with friends or by yourself, if you feel just simply a festive comedic mood, give at least one episode a chance to see if there's something that you might like or not. So, with all that said and done, I am going to give this anime a score of 6, a 6 out of 10. And that's mostly it. I don't have anything more to add. It made me laugh. I enjoyed myself, not for everybody. So, have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from, and see you next video.